There was a week I almost quit, not because I wasn't good enough. It's more because nobody noticed me. I was showing up every day, and it felt like I was screaming into the silence. That's when I realized the silence was never proof that I was failing. It's proof that the world was watching to see if I was real. That was what I was missing. You're not stuck because you don't have time. I think you're probably stuck because deep down, you're afraid that if you go all in, you'll find out that you're not good enough. But here's the truth. That's actually part of it. And that fear never goes away. You just eventually get too focused to ever hear it. Being fake, to be honest, is always been exhausting for me. Trying to sound successful, trying to look like the guy who's ahead. And so probably 6 months ago, I stopped. You know, it's better than looking like you have it all figured out, actually becoming the man who does, but being real throughout the process. No filter needed, no testimonials, just you. Let me tell you about your system. If you wake up stressed, lazy, you don't know what to work on. If you feel like you're always behind, that's not your mindset. Really just your system. And if your system doesn't serve you, it's silently there to destroy you. In fact, too many times we don't even build our systems. Your parents teach you, your friends teach you, your environments teach you. You have this programming in you that you can't break. You think it's impossible to break the program, but nothing is ever broken unless people know about it. The only way to change yourself is to first audit yourself. Simply just by becoming aware of what your flaws are, you naturally are inclined to fix them much faster. For example, I was at Target the other day and there were these cute girls by the cash register. And instead of just walking to the register, I walked a longer way. And right after, I was like, subconsciously, why did I feel the need to go that way? Well, it's because I wanted these girls to pay attention to me, to like me, to look at me. And I was like, well, why did I need that validation? Why can't I just check out my stuff and leave? Because if they liked me enough, they would want to come talk to me. They would want to be with me. It was just like, I have to show the world that I'm valuable instead of just being myself. And I didn't realize that after all the changes I thought I made, there's still these like little micro subtask habits that I feel like I need to check off to get validation. I think as humans, we're just wired that way anyway, but when you start being in control of it, you start mastering your life, and you can control when you're happy because it doesn't come from somewhere else. And the only way to really master that is to first audit yourself and pay attention to when you are doing these things. So the questions I like to ask myself are this: am I doing this for me or because I want someone else to notice? Did I actually want something out of this, or was I just doing it to feel it? Do I care about this as an experience, or do I care about it to be liked? Things like that will get your brain started, and when you start asking those questions for every little thing you're doing, you're gonna start auditing and figuring out where those mistakes and flaws really lie. What I will say is you don't get a medal for burnout. You don't get status for being busy. Real status comes from clarity and knowing what you actually do, knowing what your actions stand for, and what you do and do not tolerate. And the greatest thing is when you are in control of everything, then you start becoming valuable. Think about it like this. If I had the capacity to go out and get a girl and sleep with her every single night, and that used to be me in college a lot, actually. If I had the capacity to do that, then there's no value unless I choose not to. If people know, oh, he could go get with any girl he wants, but he's choosing to invest in himself, to take care of himself, to get a good night's sleep, to be energized for tomorrow, instead of staying up late and partying. That is what gives the notion of working hard on myself valor. If I'm only working hard so other people will notice, well then I'm working hard for no purpose, because that purpose has to rely on someone else to validate it. But when I am in great shape, I take care of myself, and I'm doing it because living a full encompassing life, full of different ups and downs, and making the most out of myself in that life is the greatest way to die, then I get what I get. I get the happy, I get the sad, I get the ups, I get the downs, but I encourage and am thankful for all of it. I can't take a rejection and sit all day crying about it, because I know that that is also a life experience I got to have. And just by being in life, you get the opportunity to exist in a miraculous event. Whether or not that's religious or you just believe that it's the universe working its magic, you got to have the opportunity to live at a time in history. So versus not existing, having this cool experience that we get in life, you might as well do something with it. Are you just going to a 9 to 5, coming home and sitting on the couch? Is that living and making use of your best life? Are you pushing yourself to new limits to figure out what this body that you got birthed into is capable of doing? Are you looking the best to see the true limits of beauty that you can exhibit into the world? Being beautiful and dressing up and looking nice for other people is only validation seeking, but doing it because you want to explore the limits of what you're capable of achieving and what you're capable of representing yourself as, that is a different purpose. And that purpose, although you don't think other people notice, they do. It's 100% magnetic, and they can feel the energy shift when they know that power is coming from within and not looking for eyes on the outside. I'll tell you, It was the slightest, most subtle shift I ever made, but when I did, my life changed forever. I never looked back. I just constantly started to win because I was focused on the right things now. I was focused on results. I was focused on maximizing my life for me and not for other people. And therefore, I was always content. I was always happy. I didn't need somebody else to validate me. And so I could actually just finally get clarity and be present with the moment. I'm present right now filming this video. I'm present paying attention to scripts. My phone could go off for all I care with people Snapchatting me. I don't care because that is not the reason I do it. I don't get validation from my phone going off. I do it because making a good video, producing content, looking my best is who I am. It has nothing to do with what I do. It is my identity and is what I want to identify my existence as being. That gives my existence meaning, and it means that I achieved the most out of this small, temporary little thing I get to call a life. And if you're scared of that, if you're scared of death, it just means you haven't figured that out yet. If I died today, so be it. I tried my best and I got the best experience and I took every moment for what it was. After that realization, I failed to not live in the moment. I was always present and therefore I was always happy with where I was and never needed someone else. And again, ironically, that's what brings people in because they realize that you don't need that. And so you escape the system completely. And that happiness, that contentness, that energy is contagious and people want to be around you when you do that. So the more you try to seek validation, the bigger hole you dig and achieve for yourself versus just realizing that that was never the point. Figuring this out was the point. You being your best self was the point, but for you. And I can tell you this all day, but when you truly start auditing yourself, you start looking at the things you're actually doing. That is the best way to start realizing it and to start taking control back. And I'll tell you one more thing. When I realized this, I thought the best way was try to fix it. I started auditing and saying, hey, ChatGPT, hey, Google Gemini, hey, best friend, how can I change this to not be validation seeking? And that's kind of ironic because it's against the point. I'm still looking for the right answer. The right answer is your answer, is doing what you think is the best for you. But also understand that you're going to inherently be flawed from the start because you're going to want to do things to impress people. So think about what can I do to be truly me and what do I want? It's really scary when you first realize it because you don't even know what you want at first. You have to figure that out. But then when you relieve the pressure of just not acting in ways other people want, you realize how much you are doing for others. And as you realize more and more, it's like this weight has been pulled off your chest because you realize that it was never needed. You were all you needed. And with that said, I truly wish you the best life. Again, you can work with Ascend, you can not, you can do whatever you want, but I just want you to know that there's people that have been going on the same journey as you. You left the old identity behind of needing validation, of being yourself, of constantly worrying about what other people are thinking, about having to achieve just because everyone else on Instagram is, and that's not you. Versus the new you and getting to this other side of the chasm, realizing that you already had everything you needed and achieving success is just a fun thing to work for. But you're going to be fine either way. You still have a great life. You have a life, which is more than most of existence does. And I do wish that you find peace with yourself. When you do, then everything that you achieve in business is just to show yourself what you are capable of. And I think that makes the journey a lot more fun. I'm Caleb Schulke. This is the Ascend program, and I hope to see you on the other side. I'm really excited to see where you take this. All the best.